This is the plaintiff, Rose Averbuck. She says she and her husband put down a deposit on a used piano the defendant was selling. And as it turns out, it was damaged. One whole side of the piano had terrible fading due to the sun. And after further consideration, she decided she didn't want it. The defendant refuses to return her money. She's done about all she can do on her own. And so she's suing the defendant for $300, the money she's owed. This is the defendant, John Orr. He says the plaintiff came to see the piano on 3 separate occasions and decided to buy it from him. Mechanically, the piano's in great shape, but there's some fading on one side due to the sun. The plaintiff, however, saw this before she gave him a deposit, and he's not about to return it just because the fickle woman changed her mind. He's accused of hitting a sour note.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff put a deposit down on a used piano, claims it was damaged and faded. But the defendant says the plaintiff inspected the piano 3 times before buying it. So tough. It's the case of you and your piano ain't so grand.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Okay. Rose Averbuck?
Yes.
You are suing John Orr for $300 for a deposit for piano that you put down and then decided not to go through with. What happened?
Correct. I had actually a piano tuner come to my house, and I asked him, we have a grandson, and I wanted to purchase a piano for my grandson. And so I asked, does he know anyone who's interested in selling a piano? And he gave me Mr. Orr's phone number.
You had a piano tuner in your house because you already have a piano.
Correct.
But you were going to buy one for your grandson.
We were going to buy
old?
one. He is 6 years old. He takes piano lessons. He's been taking lessons for a year.
Great.
And he's very good. Good, I must say.
So you wanted to buy him a piano. Are we talking about an upright or a baby grand?
It's a little baby grand.
Okay.
It's a baby grand.
So you asked the piano tuner and he told you about the defendant.
He told me that he was selling a piano. He gave me his number. So then we called Mr. Orr. My husband did. I gave him the number and we arranged to go see the piano. So we went to see the piano, and the piano looked really nice, except it was faded on. He had to buy the window, and that side was pretty faded, and the top of the piano was faded. But we were considering buying. We were going to buy the piano. So we thought we went home. We said to him, we're gonna think about it.
Now this is going to go in whose house? Your daughter, your son's?
That piano's going to go to my daughter's house.
Your daughter's house. So how come your daughter wasn't part of the quotient and taking a look at it to see if it was something she wanted?
Well, we should have, but we wanted to surprise her during the holidays. And we were going to buy the piano and have it, shipped to the house. And we were going to, surprise her.
Okay.
So my husband negotiated with him. He was asking $28,000. My husband, they negotiated for $2,500. And so he gave him a $300 deposit, and he left. I'm sure he took a quick look at the piano, but the first time he had no pictures on it, and we saw it. The second time, when my husband, he had all these pictures on it, so you really can't really take a really
What do you mean
good
pictures on it? I don't know what you're saying.
On top of the piano, it's a baby grand, so you got pictures on top, a lot of pictures.
I never quite understood that, because then how do you play it?
No, I wasn't playing.
The idea is when you play it, you take the pictures off, or it doesn't matter that it's closed?
We never played it.
No, but I'm just curious what the idea is. I keep mine open. I have one, and because I paid for lessons for everybody,
right?
And nobody plays the piano except for the piano. I press a button, the piano plays. I'm the happiest woman in the world. Okay, but I don't understand how people close it and put pictures on top. Then the sound doesn't come out, right?
Well, you don't play if you have it down.
It does.
It does. It just doesn't come out.
It just doesn't sound as good.
As well. All right. In any event, why don't you just remove the pictures if you're inspecting the piano?
Well, here.
Why don't you play the piano?
Matter. Okay. Anyway, so my husband went home and, he already put the deposit because we were going to buy the piano.
Got it.
And then we decided, you know what? It's going to my daughter's house.
Now you decide to include your daughter in picking it out.
Correct, because we said it's faded. That one side was pretty faded on the window side.
Do we have pictures of the piano? May I see it? They're in the camera? I wasn't worth printing the pictures out?
I only did it this morning. I haven't even thought about it. You can clip.
How do I not make you nervous enough to print pictures of the faded piano so I can see what we're talking about?
I didn't think it was relevant.
Pictures of the faded piano, that's why she backed out. Let's hook up the monitor so we can see the pictures better. Do you have pictures of the piano?
No, I
And what
don't.
your objection was to it? All right, so you decide to get your daughter involved, and then your daughter goes, and this will be now the third time someone in your family
now,
is
when we
looking
put
at
the deposit, it was December 10th, 4 days after, we called, we said, you know what, we like to take my daughter because it's going to be in her house, and you know, it's a piece of furniture in her
Yeah,
house.
that's what I have been asking.
Okay,
Right,
it's a piece of furniture. So we decided to take her. So she went along with us, and we went to see the piano, and we looked at it really carefully, and you know, it really was quite faded, and it didn't look good. And we went back. We didn't say anything, and we said we get back to, and we went home, and we decided we are not taking this piano.
Okay,
You know,
and?
so we called him the next morning. My husband called him and told him that he's sorry, but we decided we're not going to take the piano because my daughter really don't want it. It's too much. It's too faded. It's, you know, to repair it costs too much money. And an old piano, you don't invest that kind of money to, you know. fix
Depends
it.
on the piano. But
So my husband offered him to keep $100 out of the $300, you know, for his time, and you know, for letting us see the piano, to be nice. And he said,
that was awful nice of your husband, seeing
Right,
as he
but
has
right, it doesn't
absolutely
stop- it
no
does-
cards on his side because
Right.
the 300 is on that side.
right, and you know, and it didn't even stop there because he said, no, absolutely not. So my husband said, well, let's make a deal. Let's split it in half. And he said, no, I'm keeping it all. And so that's how it went.
So is she out of luck if she looks at it 3 times before buying it from him?
Yes,
Why?
because she should have been able to see the defect if she tried it 3 times.
What do you think?
Yeah, well, she had the opportunity 3 times, and if she didn't see anything wrong with it, then it's her.
Even one time she inspects, is she out of luck?
Sure.
Why?
I don't know. It was already broken, right?
Well, it was already broken, but you know, she's inspecting. Maybe she didn't see it. If she didn't see it, does she have an out?
No.
I agree with you. Huh?
Out the deposit.
We'll see about this going inside the courtroom.
Okay, let me hear your side.
Well, everything she said is correct. They came over, looked at the piano, and spent maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, so they had plenty of time to look at everything. They weren't rushed. Approximately a week later, they came back and looked it over, spent another 15, half hour, and looked at it and said, I want to give you a deposit. So I took the deposit, gave a receipt.
Did anybody ever play chopsticks on it or anything?
Oh, well, I don't play, but I played. I had the first time we had the piano open. We removed all the pictures, so it was open, and I played it, whatever I can.
Uh-huh.
And he saw the fade.
So then did he comment on the fade?
Yes. he
Okay,
did.
what did he say about it?
He said that it's faded, and I said I never even. It's all the way over in the corner near a window, so unless you walk around the piano to see it, you wouldn't even notice it. I didn't
So
know.
he obviously did.
I wasn't even aware of the fact that it was faded.
But he commented
But
on
it was faded.
Right. It's there to see. It's not, you didn't hide the fade.
No,
it's there to
no,
see.
exactly.
So he sees it, and then he comes back again, and when he comes back the
No,
second
then
time.
they come back, the whole family this time, with
So
the
that's-
daughter.
okay, that's time 3
that's
then.
the third time.
So, all right,
So,
so-
anyway, he came. The third time they
Negotiate
come back.
the price,
they
come
look-
back
they-
the third time, daughter
they-
comes, daughter sees
look
fade,
it
daughter
over,
doesn't like fade, they call you back, they want their money back, you won't give it back. Why?
and because we made the transaction. It was finalized as far as I was concerned. And I was frustrated.
They took up three. How many hours of your time?
I really want to get rid of the piano because it's sitting on a carpet. We can't move because I can't move the piano. So it was really frustration on my part.
And how long did it take? From the time they first saw the piano to the time that they told you was how long that they didn't want it?
Almost 3 weeks.
Almost 3 weeks. All right.
Yeah.
Can we see those pictures of the piano? I'm just curious as to what we're talking about. Where's the faded part? Can I see them in the pictures or not really? Oh, I see.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
there.
like the bottom there that's kind of...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you can sort of see
Now,
there
that's
with it.
something that can be easily remedied just
I
with
don't
sanding
understand
it
why
down
it's such a
and
big
varnish.
deal. Why can't a woodwork? That's wood, right?
Yeah.
Why can't a woodworker? Okay, we're talking about something that's not a hidden defect. It's something that you saw. Then it finally occurs to you to do what you should have done from the beginning, which is respect your daughter as an individual. Can you imagine if your mother-in-law or your mom sent something into your house that nobody bothered to see if you wanted in your house, whether you thought it was pretty, whether you thought it matched, whether you thought it coordinated with your other furniture. But that's how parents are because they mean well and they love their grandchild and it was a beautiful, wonderful thing. But you just sometimes don't see your grown child's independence. So your grown child comes in and goes, I don't want that in my house. And now here we are. But here we are, and who pays for the mistake? You think he should have to return a deposit? What do you think a deposit is? A deposit is something that you put down to hold it so he can't sell it to somebody else. I don't really have to ask him whether there was somebody else who would have bought it. It doesn't matter. The thing was for sale. It stopped being for sale when you struck a deal. What cost should there be for you breaching the deal? You breached the deal. So why should you get a penny back? He's right.
And I wrote on the receipt, it must be picked up by the end of January. So I gave him plenty of time to pick it up.
Yeah, it's, no, I completely see it his way. You breached the deal. Consider yourselves lucky that you didn't put down $1,000 to hold the piano, because then you wouldn't be seeing the $1,000.
I didn't even ask him how much to put down. If they gave me $100, I would have taken it.
Yeah, that was a mistake too. You always put as little as possible down in case you're going to end up losing it. But I find in this case in favor of the defendants.
All right, so you won't be getting your deposit back. That's gone.
I know.
What's your reaction to that?
Well, you know, he's not a very nice man, because if we offer him half of the money, he should have been satisfied. That's not nice. But that's the kind of person he is.
But that's what the law says. You left the deposit.
Well, we made a mistake.
What was your mistake, you think?
That he gave him a deposit. He shouldn't have given him a deposit.
Shouldn't have given him anything?
No, he shouldn't have given him anything. We shouldn't give him anything, especially when we saw the piano, the condition it was.
Right, you saw the
And there was no loss to him because he still has the piano.
Okay.
And no damage to
All right. Head right down this way.
Okay.
Good luck with the pianos. All right, so step on in here. So what are you going to do now?
It's done.
Yeah. Where's the piano?
Oh, you mean with the piano? Yeah. Continue to try to sell it, I guess.
Still blocking up your living room there?
Well, it's decorative. That's about all.
It's decorative?
Very nice.
Yeah.
But you still want to get rid of it?
Yes. But she doesn't. I do.
Officer McIntosh, you want a piano?
No, thank you.
Harvey?
You know, there's a real simple point here, which is that when you undertake an inspection of something, you have a duty to see the obvious, and if you don't, you're just stuck. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.